What's going on, folks? It's the creepy Kentuckian here, trying to chill out on like one of the hottest April days I can think of. So I'm like right over top of a fan, you know. Unfortunately, I'm wearing a black horror t-shirt, which isn't the smartest thing to do. But I just really wanted to try to do a different type of video, something that hasn't been done yet. We're going to try to do more videos, and yeah, whenever we have time. So it's a Sunday afternoon, it's too hot to really go outside unless I want to have a heat stroke, so I'll hold that off until a little bit later. But I guess I can talk to you guys about the awesomeness that was Laserdiscs, this time on Diary of the Deadpit. Long before the awesomeness that is Blu-ray, and long before the greatness that was DVD, we had something that looks like it would be hanging framed in P. Diddy's office, but it is actually a movie. Of course, this is only half of the package. Usually, Laserdiscs, which is what this is, was on at least 2 of these big bad boys that look like fucking platters that you would serve your fucking Thanksgiving dinner on. And, yeah, this is a Laserdisc. A lot of people don't know what the fuck a Laserdisc is. But yeah, this is the size. This is roughly the size of a record, so pretty much the same size. But it was a disc. It was sort of a digital format, but not really. You may be wondering, you know, what fucking kind of device plays something this size? This is pretty big. What you're probably thinking is how it works, and I'll show you. Let's take a little trip over here to the ancient Laserdisc player. This particular one I have is a Pioneer CLD S201, and all you do is you turn the player on, of course, and it takes it a little while to start up. It makes a lot of noise. In the entertainment area here, while it's starting up, DVD recorder, CD or DVD and VHS combo, which is unfortunately all you can buy now if you want to get a VCR. The Blu-ray player, which is one of the Blu-ray players I have a couple actually, and a 5-disc DVD changer, along with a cable box. It's $6.15 right now. So anyway, all right. Open and look at the size of this tray, and I'm sure you noticed the noise it made. This is loud. The thing about Laserdiscs are they're really fucking loud. At least this one is. I mean, I don't know if they're all it. So you put your disc in and close it back up. And I actually still have believe it or not, I still have the fucking remote control. So it doesn't automatically play though, so you have to push play on it. And it plays it. It doesn't have a menu or anything like a DVD, and you have to ignore the line on the TV there because it's just something through the camera, I guess. And it starts very similar to a VHS. I mean, you don't have menus. Some of the discs have chapters, some of them don't. It depends on the format of the disc. CLV or CAV, which this isn't a CAV set, I don't believe. And this was an elite entertainment disc of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I hold on to just because I love the movie and the artwork, which we'll get to in a minute. But you know, you can push your pause, and if you pause a CAV disc, CAV format, it will actually freeze frame the scene in the movie. Well, this does have chapters, I'm sorry. This is Texas Chainsaw Massacre, as I was saying. So this does have chapters. This is like the only similarity between DVD and Laserdiscs, is it does have chapters, but it's not digital. It's sort of, I think it's analog format still, you know. I'm not an expert on Laserdiscs, but I have had them for many years now, and it is the precursor to DVD. What I always loved about Laserdiscs, other than just having the format available back in the day, was the great artwork. And a lot of them come with these gatefold covers, similar to records back in the day. And some of them would come with booklets and just a lot of info on the movie. This was like, you know, I think this came out in like 94, 95. And definitely up until a couple of years ago, which I guess it was the Dark Sky release of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Laserdisc version was actually still the definitive version of the movie. And the DVD that they released through, I think it was Pioneer or something like that, is actually not the remastered transfer, which this was the remastered Texas Chainsaw. It was the only way to see it up until a couple of years ago, when they released the Dark Sky DVD of it. And I have a lot of Laserdiscs, but here I want to go through some of the cooler ones, I think. This is another one of the Elite discs. I think this was the first edition from Elite ever. This was like the first ever release of Night of the Living Dead, and it's got a ton of awesome features on it. It's another 2-disc Laserdisc edition, and you know, I mean, look at all the notes and stuff from Stephen King to Sam Raimi, Tom Savini. You know, all this stuff is really, really interesting to me, and I'll always hang on to these editions just because they're so well done. A lot of info on these discs, and you know, those two are two of my favorites for sure. And here's another one that was really sought after for many years. I don't know about it anymore. I haven't really looked on it too much. This is the Criterion Collection Special Edition version. I don't know. This is the CAV version that has the commentary by John Carpenter and Deborah Hill. And I have both versions, actually. The other version doesn't have all the special features, but this is a gatefold version of the movie, and it has a lot more of the special features on it. And this is one of the few Criterion editions of anything that I own, because I absolutely hate the company. I just hate the whole idea behind Criterion. But they did a great job with the extras on this, and this is a CAV format Laserdisc, which means it's only 30 minutes on each side, which we'll talk about the negatives of Laserdisc in just a second, of why it never caught on. But only 30 minutes of the film on each side, so you had a total of 4 sides, including the extras on this. So it was 2 discs. There's the back artwork, which I really like a lot. And Halloween's like one of my all-time favorite movies, so I'm definitely hanging on to this. Now this one's not really worth anything. I just wanted to show the cover off because it's fucking hilarious. I've never seen the movie. I might actually try to check it out tonight. But Kelly Marcotte got this for me a couple of years ago. He found it at some thrift store or something. So the name of it's Mom. Another one that's sort of interesting. Yeah, this is the Blair Witch Project. This was a legit Laserdisc. One of the later ones they came out with. Before Laserdisc folded up. I guess it was 2000 when this came out. And then the coolest one I've got is, of course, Lucio Fulci's Cat in the Brain, which just recently came out on DVD finally, officially. And this Laserdisc is still worth quite a bit of money. The movie itself is not the greatest, but it's fun though. I mean, Fulch actually stars in the movie, and it has some great special features on it, which I think is featured in the new DVD edition as well. So check that out. So I know a lot of you are probably wondering, like, why did Laserdisc not catch on with moviegoers if you don't know a lot about the history of Laserdisc? And I'm no expert, okay? I'm sure I'll get some of you guys on YouTube saying, "You're fucking stupid, you don't even know about that." What I do know is the format was too expensive back in the day, with Laserdiscs fucking, $70-$80. A lot of them, even the common prices were, bargain discs were like $30 a piece, and they never went down from that. I got into Laserdisc in the late 90s when it was in its dying days, and I got a lot of good deals. A lot of this stuff, since DVD first, DVD was brand new in the late 90s, so everyone was unloading their Laserdiscs. And a lot of the DVDs weren't out yet of the movies I have on Laserdisc. And over the years, of course, every one of them has come out. There's really no need in keeping them. They have superior sound, superior video. I keep them, though, because it's like a collectible to me. I mean, like, you guys saw the artwork, and I have a few Laserdiscs signed. I have, you may have seen it in the Horror Autographs video. I have a Day of the Dead Laserdisc, an Elite Day of the Dead Laserdisc signed by George Romero and Tom Savini. I also have a Escape from New York Gatefold, which I don't know if that's Elite or not, but it's signed by Adrienne Barbeau. I just keep them as collectibles because it's something different than posters. A lot of this stuff is really hard to find now, and it's got great artwork, and they're worth keeping for that. Do I watch Laserdiscs anymore? No, I really don't. I haven't even turned the Laserdisc player on in probably 2 or 3 years. So, it's a lot more convenient to watch DVD. And another thing about the format, unless you had a dual-sided Laserdisc player, every 30 minutes to an hour, you would have to flip the disc. They were like those shitty flipper discs that Warner Brothers came out with right when the DVD boom hit. So in the middle of the movie, or if it was a CAV disc, half an hour into the movie, you had to flip it. And that was the inconvenience. People don't, I didn't give a fuck because I'm always up and down, pissing or getting some popcorn or whatever. So it didn't bother me much. But that was another inconvenience. It just didn't catch on. It was too expensive. The format wasn't perfect. And another thing that people talk about often is laser rot, which is a defect in the chemicals that put the disc together. I don't know exactly what it is. But I have a few of my discs that have fallen victim to laser rot, and the picture quality on a laser rotted disc is horrible. It's like really, really staticky. And the disc life for laser discs, especially made by certain companies, were very short because of that. So anyway, I loved Laserdiscs. I still have a bunch of them, but I showed you pretty much all the cooler ones, or my favorite ones. So again, I guess I'll show you some more of how Laserdisc worked, and show you some footage of Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Laserdisc. If I don't get in trouble on YouTube, you fuckers. I just thought I'd show the display real quick, and it shows you what chapter the movie's on in a very digital way. It's on chapter 4, and you'll see all the chapters of the movie right there. Pretty cool. But you also notice, you can probably hear how loud it is. It's not nearly as silent as a DVD. There's a lot of fans, I guess, in the back of this trying to cool the system down as it runs a disc. But little bit of a backstory though on this player. I think I got this thing with about 40 Laserdiscs. Around, it was on eBay in like 90. I'm thinking 98 or 99 for $25. And I've always said, if you hear it on the show, you ever hear it on the show, I'll get back to focus on me on here. Oh shit. That was one of the big things that got me back into horror. And just the movies that was in that package. I mean, Phantasm, the Laserdisc for Phantasm was in there. Prom Night, Eddie and the Cruisers, which isn't a horror movie, but ended up being one of my favorite movies. I'd never seen it up until that point. The Omen, Carrie, The Exorcist. All this stuff, it's pretty important to me, looking back. And to just get me back into the horror movies. And Laserdisc was a big part of that, actually. Just as big as the DVD movement, because a lot of this stuff that wasn't on DVD, or if it was, I didn't know about it, I didn't have it. I got to see these movies cheaply. And, I think that's a really important aspect to not only the show, but as far as my fandom, I guess. A lot of this stuff I never would have seen otherwise. And, the Laserdisc, like I was saying, it was closeout mode, pretty much. So, it had a pretty big part, actually, believe it or not. Laserdiscs! And I think I've told that story before on the show, though. So, anyway, let's step back here and I'll show you the picture quality a little bit more on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's pretty damn good. I mean, of course, it's widescreen, and the one bad thing, another thing about Laserdisc, none of them are really anamorphic or anything, but so you'll have to set the mode yourself on your widescreen TV. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, though. I know it's something a little different, but I've always wanted to do the Laserdisc video. Because I hear people often talk about Laserdisc. A lot of people, and I don't really know why, are just now getting into Laserdiscs. But we all have our different reasons, I suppose. But, yeah, I mean, that's what got me into Laserdisc. Hope you all learned something. And who knows, maybe I'll do a video next on VHS or Blu-ray to really piss off all the dick eaters out there that hate Blu-ray. So, yeah, that is it. I hope you all enjoyed the Diary of the Deadpit Laserdisc edition, I guess. So, tune in to us next time, baby. We're going to have a lot of innovative shit on here. Only on Deadpit.com.